Hello everyone. Thank you for joining me. I'm Lady Rose of Goddess Garage. And today I'm doing a sort of a pick-a-pile, except that I'm doing it just one card for this reading. And I'm doing it from the deck called, it's a really cute deck, it's called Divine Doors. And I'll be putting a review about this deck up as well. I do like the box is quite cute and small. It's a small deck. So just to give you an idea, this is the Gilded Tarot and this is the box for the deck. So quite a bit smaller cards. Nice for people that don't want the big cards for shuffling and all that kind of stuff. But what I really like is, before we got into lockdown here, I would get the client to pick out some cards out of this deck. And then I would ask them the question, which door would they like to go through? So I've basically done that with this particular pick-a-pile. Like I said, it's not really a pile, it's more just a door card. So it's sort of like, which door would you like to go through? And this is how you're entering, or something you need to focus on or reflect on going into 2021. So it's near the end of 2020, which, as we all can agree, worldwide, I think, that was a rough year. And hopefully 2021 gets a little easier. So I've got, I have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 cards, 10 doors for you to pick from. So hopefully you've looked at the picture and decided which door you want to go through. Now, I didn't really number them per se, but I'm going to do the top row first. So the top row on the most left hand side, this door. So if you picked this door, I'm trying to get rid of that glare. If you want to go through that door, your message actually is palmistry, your hands, right? Fortune and tarot, collective destiny. The palm lines from birth tell your sacred palmistry. Listen to the notes of intuition. So when this card has come up in readings, it's time to seek a reading. It's time for you to get a reading. Even me as a reader, I need to get readings every once in a while. I go to another reader because it's really hard to kind of read for yourself. I mean, you can. If I find it's easier with oracle cards, you draw the card, you get the message, blah, blah, blah. With tarot, it can be a little, you're supposed to stay objective, but it can become a little subjective. And the old joke is, you know, as a reader, you just keep flipping the tarot cards until you get the one you want. So in order to bypass that, I actually do get readings from another reader. So it kind of keeps me honest with myself, right? It's not that I don't draw tarot cards for myself, but once in a while it's nice to just get a reading from someone else. Because, you know, they don't have any skin in the game, so to speak. They might come in with more objective eyes than I necessarily would about the subject that I'm asking about, or about my life, or about where my path is, that sort of thing. So when this card comes up, it means that you need to kind of maybe yourself get a reading from outside of yourself, but also listen to your intuition. It's a time to listen to that, because maybe you've doubted yourself. Now, the next card, so we're still on the top row, and it's the one with all the pillars where you're walking down that hallway into some kind of yard or garden, it almost looks like. So the message of this doorway, if you choose to walk down that hall and go through that doorway, is patience. Everything soon will come to light, and then you will see things will be all right. So when this card comes up, if you pick this card, maybe you're going into the year feeling like, you know, restless, and you want to get things done and you want to get things started because it's a new year and oh my goodness, we're in lockdown, and now what am I supposed to do? You had great plans for January perhaps, and now we're all needing to stay home. So it's about patience, and it's about riding this out and knowing that the light is coming. There is light at the end of the tunnel, because perhaps you're struggling with this second lockdown that we're in, or anyone who's anywhere in the world who may be going through a lockdown, or the changes that are happening because of COVID, how we interact with each other, everything from how we go out and buy our groceries to how we are at home and all that kind of stuff, how we are at work, how we are with friends and family. So maybe there's some impatience happening right now because you want things to maybe go back to normal, quote unquote, and maybe you want to get things going and started, and you need to socialize and that sort of thing. So have patience. Patience is your mantra right now. And your other mantra could be, if you're needing that patience, is this too shall pass. Okay, so know that. I'm in my second lockdown here in Ontario, so my business outside of online is closed for the next month. So, and this is my second shutdown. So at first I was a little like, oh my gosh, because wondering, can I roll through this or whatever. So I know I just have to breathe, and this too shall pass. This is what I've been telling myself as well. Now, the third card is the double wooden doors here. When I went to Prague, you saw a lot of these kind of doors. They're really cool, beautiful, very ornate. So if you picked those doors, now usually these doors, when I saw them in Prague, they're really tall because they were built for when horse and carriage would go through there. So a lot of them have almost a smaller door in it. I don't believe this one does. It's too pretty to cut up what's called a man door in there, but those are probably big double doors. And if you want to push those open and go through those doors for 2021, your message is destiny. One door closes, another opens for you. Let the plans of destiny unravel true. So what this is saying is, maybe right now you're feeling like a door is closing. Maybe there's an end of something that's happening in your life, and maybe you've got some anxiety and stress surrounding that. So again, breathe. That's a very important thing to do, because when we're anxious about something, we tend to not breathe. So breathe and just know that the universe has you. The universe has got you. So don't worry. Things are going to unravel as they should. And again, breathe and let them do that. Try not to set up those blocks of worry and anxiousness and stress. Try to know, okay, I'm not meant to go here for whatever reason. Like maybe it's a new home, it's maybe a new job, and so you're moving from one home to the other, which can be very stressful in these times. Or maybe you're moving from one job to another. Maybe you're wondering, is this job really for me? Because that was a big thing in the first lockdown, was a lot of people were sort of re-examining where their career paths were going. So if you've decided to go through these doors, now is the time to embrace your destiny. Now is the time to really examine what your destiny might be. Again, it's a little bit of following your heart and your intuition, and you'll end up where you need to be as long as you let it happen. Okay, so then we've got the first blue doors. There's two blue doors. This is the one in the top row. Looks very spring-like, beautiful light blue doors, double doors, and then beautiful flowers blooming here. And the message for you who picked the light blue doors on the top row is the Odyssey. So you're on a journey, a major epic kind of journey. You're on an Odyssey. And it says, take in the beauty of country lands and botany. Explore the wonder like a gypsy traveler's odyssey. So it's sort of like, don't nail yourself down right now to anything. Right now, be willing to wander and maybe even literally go outside and go for walks in the woods. Embrace the woods. I know here in Canada it's wintertime, but the woods are so peaceful and so quiet when the snow has fallen and you're putting fresh tracks down, kind of thing. So now's the time to be very fluid and flexible. So you might find that things are sort of shifting. You're shifting perhaps, maybe your life is shifting. Be comfortable with that. Get comfortable with being uncomfortable. And, like it says, a gypsy's traveler's odyssey. So be like the gypsies. Be ready to move at a moment's notice. And it might not be literally a move, but sort of have that mentality of, I'm ready to go wherever I need to go, wherever the winds kind of blow me, kind of thing. So now's the time to be kind of fluid in that way, if you pick those light blue doors. Now we're on the last card of the first row. So it's the 5th card, the card most on the right. And you can see big brown double doors with some stained glass at the top. So if you pick this card and you want to go through this door for 2021, your message is the 3-eyed raven. As sunrise hits upon the dew, a messenger raven calls out with news. So this means some kind of message is coming for you. Perhaps you haven't heard from someone in a long time and they're going to reach out to you. Perhaps you've been waiting for some news. Also prepare for the unexpected, because there might be some unexpected action or energy or news or anything like that coming your way. Now the raven is good, a good omen kind of thing. And as sunrise hits upon the dew, so it's a new day sort of thing. So the message isn't going to be bad news necessarily. It's a new day, so it's a new start, a new time for you to kind of make some changes or have some good things come into your life. So that's sort of your message for those of you that picked this door. Excuse me. I've been doing a lot of talking over the last couple of days, so my voice is starting to go again. So then we're into the 2nd row now. And this is the first card in the 2nd row. So on the 2nd row, the leftmost card, I do this because, again, I'm dyslexic, so I don't know my right from my left very well. I look for my wedding ring. When I see my wedding ring, I'm like, oh, that's my left side. So this is an interesting door. I picked this door because it's wooden doors, yes, but it's sort of like the view that you get. Remember I said in these doors that I saw a lot of them in Prague, and they're big, huge doors because they were originally made to accommodate the horse and carriage that comes through, which is fairly large and fairly tall. So I picked this door because sometimes some of these doors are really big, and this is kind of what you feel like when you're looking at these doors up close. So for those of you that maybe are feeling a little small right now, maybe you're a little worried and that's diminishing your energy, maybe low in energy kind of thing, maybe this is the door you picked because you're feeling a little overwhelmed and you didn't know why you were picking this door at first, but you picked it because of those reasons. Because the message for this door is freedom flows. Don't hold yourself back from worldly freedom. Dream grand things for divine, sacred reason. So this has a couple of different things as a message, meaning, I know a lot of people, like, they want money, but then they say, well, money is the root of all evil and blah, blah, blah. It's okay to want material things. And that's what it's saying. It's saying don't deny yourself, the money, the material goods, whatever it might be. And it's saying you're dreaming too small. Maybe you have some plans for 2021. They're too small. Dream bigger. You can do this. And the reason you're dreaming too small is because you have some of that doubt about yourself. You're not sure. You're, I don't know if I'm good enough. I don't know if I'm am enough overall. I don't know if I deserve this enough. I don't know if I'm worth it, that sort of thing. Those kind of things maybe are running through your mind right now, and it's like, well, I'd like to do this, but really, if I'm going to be practical, I'll do this. You're dreaming too small. It's sort of like when they say, reach for the stars, and if you land on the moon, that's great. It's still a good thing, right? So dream big. You need to dream bigger than you're dreaming right now, and you need to reach further. So it could also be not just self-doubt and self-defeatist kind of energy. It could also be that, maybe you're being a little lazy too. Like, well, I could do 20 steps, but I'm just going to do 10. Just 10 steps because I know I can do 10. 10's easy. Maybe you're cutting it in half because you want the easy way of doing things as well. So examine, are you not dreaming big enough because you don't think you deserve it, you don't think you can do it, you don't think you're good enough or deserving enough of it? Or are you dreaming small because you just don't want to do the work? Maybe you're being a little lazy, and that sort of thing. So watch both sides and see which one you are sort of leaning towards, and learn to correct your course in that way, and know that you need to dream bigger. And the reason they're saying that is because they know you're capable of it. So you're not dreaming big enough, and you can do much better. You're able to do it, and with that bigger dream, you gain freedom. So freedom is a big, big thing. When I'm doing the HEAP course with clients, one of the big things that always comes up is they want freedom. And you're capable of achieving freedom this year. You just need to dream bigger. Okay, so that's the message for that one. Now this one's kind of a neat one. This is an archway as opposed to a door. Well, it's sort of a doorway too. But to me, it sort of tells me secret garden. Like, do you want to go through this door into the secret garden? So what the message is, once you go through this door into your secret garden, is begin here. Do not fear what travel brings, my dear. The moment is yours. Begin now and here. So whatever you've been sort of procrastinating about, things maybe you've put on the back burner, maybe you're feeling stuck in some way, maybe you're stagnating in some way, maybe you're feeling the lockdown is doing that to you. It's saying begin here. Find a way to travel, whether it's traveling through your mind, traveling spiritually. When you go on a shaman's quest, you're going to different worlds. The lower world, the upper world, the middle world. Meditation can often take you to other worlds. You can go to other worlds in books. Perhaps it's a time for you to be reading and exploring your world through reading or writing. It could also be, simple thing as planning your next trip. I know no one's really traveling right now because of COVID, but I know my husband and I go on YouTube a lot and go, what is this place like? And let's plan our next trip, or let's see what this place is like, see if we want to go there, kind of thing. So perhaps there literally is a trip in your future in 2021, and now's the time to begin planning it. And getting out of that stagnation that maybe you're feeling, that stagnant energy. So if you're ready for the secret garden door, then you're ready for some travel. It doesn't have to happen today. Traveling takes plans. It could also be just a travel to, a provincial park and taking a walk, that kind of thing. Find sort of interesting ways of traveling, because it might not just be literal traveling. It doesn't mean go off to the next city. There's different ways of traveling, and right now you need to begin some kind of travel, some kind of journey. And again, you can escape into traveling through books, through YouTube videos. If you want to, plan a next trip, you could do it spiritually through meditation and journaling and writing and that sort of thing. So explore your life and see where it is you need to travel. And it might be more than one of those things. It might be a combination of those things. But you need to do some kind of traveling. and it will get you unstuck, because I have a feeling those that picked this one are feeling a little stuck. Now, this is the second blue door. It's in the bottom row. So if you pick this door, it's a darker blue, and perhaps you're craving some stability. This is a sort of a regular, proper kind of door. It's a nice blue, which is a soothing kind of color. It's surrounded by, cement, which is very solid, of course. So perhaps you're craving that sturdiness, that solidness, that sort of thing. Now, the message for you, that those of you that picked the second blue door, is secret sketches. Wander and seek the familiar and friendly kind. Draw memories and sketches for others to find. So now's the time for you to get creative. You like that stability in your life, and as we all know, 2020 has been a rather unstable month. In fact, it feels like more than 1 year. It feels like we've gone through a few years in 2020. But going into 2021, for you, stability comes from expressing yourself creatively. So try and find those creative outlets. It could be, again, talking, like writing, So writing about what's familiar and friendly. So maybe it's little stories about your family, maybe some genealogy is in there. Maybe it's time for that genealogy bug that maybe has been in there for you to now explore, because we do have a little bit of time on this second lockdown. It could also be, perhaps literally drawing. Maybe you're sketching your family or your dogs, things that are friendly, familiar, things that are around you quite literally. So you're wandering through the friendly and familiar. So get reacquainted with that. Maybe it's a time to kind of redecorate your home. And I don't mean go out and buy new furniture or anything, but just rearrange it. Maybe you find a couple little things that, I've been meaning to put this picture up, that sort of thing. It's going to give you that comfort. Now is the time to kind of get that comfort and do those sketches, whether it's through talk, whether it's through written word, whether it's through pictures like literal drawing, whatever it might be. And what I'm really sensing with this card is it's time to kind of nest. Make your home your haven right now. Start making it a beautiful place that you love to be in, because that's what your soul is kind of craving right now. Now on to the next door. So this door is a big brown door. It's just one door, so it's a big door. It's not like these horse and carriage kind of doors. This is a much bigger door. This is sort of along the side. It's kind of like a castle door. So if you want to go through the castle door, because I can see that this is all stone here, and it kind of reminds me of a castle door, just for one or two people, not horse and carriage kind of thing. So if you picked the castle door, perhaps this could be an old church door too, you got your message of Anthony's call. In thanks of my spirit, safe and sound, all things that are lost, so can be found. Now, if you don't understand Anthony's call, Saint Anthony, he is the patron saint of lost items. If you lose something, say a little prayer to Saint Anthony, and he will help you find it. And I find it works every time I do it. Sometimes I get to the point of frustration and then remember, gotta ask Saint Anthony. So ask Saint Anthony, and you're going into 2021. Perhaps you lost something in 2020. You're going into 2021 and you're going to find what you need. Either whether it's lost keys or whether it's something to replace something you've lost. But most often, St. Anthony brings back what you've lost. The actual thing, situation, whatever. So keep in touch with St. Anthony right now. It's a good idea for you to do that. And it's time for you to kind of say a little prayer to him, perhaps, and ask him for the things that you've lost, because you'll be regaining them in 2021. So that's the hope of 2021 for those of you that picked the castle door. St. Anthony is with you right now, and ask him for the things that you've lost. Put in your requests. Now this is interesting. I like this door. I can't remember the exact address of Sherlock Holmes, but this door kind of reminds me of Sherlock Holmes. You know, it's got the mail slot, and it looks like it's going into a beautiful Victorian type row house or whatever it might be in London somewhere. So this kind of reminds me of Sherlock Holmes. So for those of you that like a good mystery, or are feeling that things are mysterious and you need to solve a problem or solve a crime of some kind, you want to be the detective this year, this may be the door you picked. So this door, again, the detective door we'll call it, or Sherlock Holmes door, your message is inner power. Be your own command. You brought yourself here. At this moment in life, you have nothing to fear. So it's reminding you of the inner power you have. It's also telling you, in a very nice way, to own your shit. Because you brought yourself here. You're here because of every decision, every turn, every move you made in life in 2020. And hopefully you're in a good place, but if you're not, then own it and know that, okay, didn't do some things that I'm very proud of, and 2020 wasn't as in control as I could have been. So it's here to remind you, you have that grit, you have that inner power, you're capable of being in control, and you have nothing to fear. Because I suspect 2020, maybe some of the moves you made weren't the best moves. Maybe some of the decisions you made were not a good reflection of who you truly are. Maybe you let fear take over, and fear was making the decisions as opposed to yourself. And it's saying in 2021, you're going to be more in control, and you know that everything you do moves you in some way, whether it's backwards, forwards, or sideways. So it's all up to you. And don't let fear govern you anymore, because you've been letting fear govern you too much, especially in 2020. Understandable. So I want to validate that it's understandable why you were afraid, but don't live there, because right now you're in the danger of living there and letting fear make the decisions as opposed to yourself. So know that you are in control. Know that you are powerful. Step into that power of yours. Stand by your decisions. Own your shit and move forward in the power that you really are. And know that you are in control and you have nothing to fear. So stop second guessing yourself. Follow your instincts. They're right. Okay, so that's the reading, the divine door reading. So if you didn't pick a door before we did this, that's okay. Maybe once you heard what the door was about, maybe that resonates with you. So let me know what you think in the comments, please. I hope this helped, and I hope this kind of gave you some hope for 2021. Thank you so much for being here. Please subscribe to my channel. I really appreciate that. I'll put my links below where you can follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and my Etsy shop if you want to make a small purchase, and my Ko-Fi or coffee account, as I call it, if you want to support me with a small donation so that I can keep doing these kind of readings and videos for you. Again, thank you so much for being here. All the best to you in 2021. Lady Rose saying goodbye.